Good afternoon to all the panel members.
Good afternoon. Take your seat, please. Are you comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself.
So my name is Sheikh Saifullah. I am from Bulbulankar Nawakadal, Srinagar. I have done my graduation in computer science and engineering from SRM University and then pursued my masters in social work from Jamia Millia Islamia. So presently I am working in Jammu and Kashmir Bank as a banking associate. Sir, my optional is history and my hobbies include couch potato investing.
A computer engineer,
Yes, sir.
then studied social work,
Yes, sir.
then opting history as an optional.
Yes, sir.
Why so much diversity?
Sir, the thing started when I graduated in 2017. In the last year of my BTech, there was inclination towards coming into the civil services. But I appeared for the UPSC in 17 and 18 but couldn't qualify. So I thought to pursue some other course which has some vagaries that are associated with the civil services. If we look at the work of the social worker, it's to some extent as of an administrator. We do some sort of intervention up for the upliftment of the downtrodden sections. That is why I pursued masters in social work from Jamia Millia.
Then,
Sir, history, there is a personal reason for that optional. Actually, in my ninth class, I
because
scored.
otherwise it makes sense if you had taken sociology as an optional because you have a master's in social work,
Yes, sir.
but you have chosen history.
So for that, there is a personal reason. That is, in my ninth class, I scored very low in this subject during my
History.
school. Yes, sir. It was 11 out of 50. So there was an indelible mark and curiosity to score much better in this subject. And within a span of time, I developed interest in this field.
Okay, coming to history, some chapters of history are being deleted from textbooks.
Yes, sir.
What are your views about that?
Sir, there has been, as per some scholars, there is certain sort of rewriting of history, but a portion has portrayed that we are negating the Mughal phase. But if we see in the longer course of this change in the syllabus, they have also deleted some chapters regarding Cold War. It's not specific to certain field. Sir, as per the official statement, they are saying that we are trying to rationalize the subject because of the time that was wasted in the COVID pandemic. I think if that is the incentive, that for rationalization of this thing, these chapters can be learned if a student is interested in this studies, he can learn it from various other things.
You are from Bulbul Lankar.
Yes, sir.
Why is it named Bulbul Lankar?
Sir, it's actually named after a Sufi saint. His actual name was Sayyid Sheikh Abdul Rahman. He was the first preacher of Islam in the valley. It was an incident that is narrated by one of his devotee, where there was one incident near the Jahlim banks. This is a mystical story. He captured that bulbul, and he captured the nightingale. So that is why this place is named as Bulbulankar, sir.
He came to be known as a Bulbul Sahib then
Yes,
after
sir.
that. What does Saifullah mean?
So Saifullah means word of Allah, sir.
Word of Allah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is this Right to Information Act?
Sir, Right to Information Act is the legislative act that provides information regarding affairs of the governments or departments or archives if we want to access information regarding different things, or we want to know about certain, except some provisions which, for example, which inculcate security of the state or which are within the official state act, they are not into the public domain. It is, sir, just like to know about the information.
What are the what officers designated who are supposed to provide information under this Right to Information Act?
Can I get a minute? Sir, at the central level, it's Central Information Commission, and at the lower level, I don't remember the full form. They are POs.
PIO, Public Information Officers.
Public Information.
And then there is First Appellate Authority.
Yes, sir.
And after First Appellate Authority, you can approach the commission. We had a commission in the state also, State Information Commission.
Yes, sir.
What happened to that commission?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware about it.
With the Reorganization Act, that act was repealed, naturally that commission ceased to be in existence. And now who has the jurisdiction?
Sir, it's under the central level.
Chief Information.
Are we having state commissions in the rest of the states of India also? Or they are also governed by the central government?
Sir, certain states have, certain don't have. As far as I am aware.
Do we know anyone?
Sir, for example, West Bengal, there is information commission.
What about Karnataka?
I am not aware about it, sir. Sorry.
Can you tell me about this? Nowadays we have a common discussion regarding uniform civil code.
Yes, sir.
Why we should go for uniform civil code? What are your views?
Sir, first and foremost, Article 44 of the Constitution says that state shall endeavor to implement uniform civil code. So it's for bringing parity in between the religions. Each religion has a different practice. We have Muslims have Sharia law, Hindus have Hindu Succession Marriage Act. So in order to bring parity among different religions and to treat everyone equal in front of the state, so uniform civil code is the procedure that has been laid by the Constitution. However, sir, according to certain eminent jurists and the ex-judge Joseph Curran, he retracted from this fact. He said that we should not go for this uniform civil code. First and foremost, we should look at different issues like poverty, economic development before going into this thing. These these should be laid into the future course of action.
We have civil procedure code.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Why we should go for common?
Sorry?
We have the civil procedure code.
Yes, sir.
Civil procedure code is a uniform code for all citizens of India.
Yes, sir.
So, then why should we go for the uniform? What is the difference between CPC and?
Sir, CPC is much broader. It lays procedure. For example, if someone is doing a crime, someone is raping someone, there are provisions.
Civil procedure. Civil deals with the civil deals.
Civil.
That is criminal procedure. We have, because this is uniform civil code. We are going. But we have civil procedure code.
So there is a lot of pendency of cases in the courts regarding marriage.
Answer is in the itself. That is the procedural part of how we have to proceed in the courts regarding the civil trials.
Okay. Yes.
This will be a legislation to what we have to do, what the courts have to do uniform civil code. What we are trying to do.
Yes.
This question can be asked, but this can confuse you here also.
Yes.
Actually, you tell me about fundamental right. What is writ of certiorari?
Sir, can I get a minute?
Oh, why not? At least.
Sir, it's a direction from court to a lower court.
What court?
Yes, sir. It can be high court or a lower court. Lower court, sir, high court can direct a lower court if any matter is pending before it. It can transfer the jurisdiction of that case to itself.
What is writ of certiorari? First, to define writ of certiorari.
Sir, I'm not
able
able to.
Not necessary that you know everything, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anything you know about writ of prohibition?
Yes, sir. Sir, it's a sort of stay order that a court puts upon a lower court. Yes.
Prohibits
Further
to
developing.
not to do any act.
Yes.
To do or not to do any act. ठीक है. आप मुझे बोलो कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट का चीफ जस्टिस कौन है?
Sir, D.Y. Chandrachud, sir.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट के हमारे सुप्रीम कोर्ट के स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ जजेस.
Sir, it keeps on changing. Presently, it's as far as I am aware.
Please
It's
sanctions.
Total sanctions.
Sanction strength, it's 33.
Are you sure?
So 31 it is plus Chief Justice 32. And it keeps on changing if Parliament wants to.
नहीं अभी क्या है?
ठीक है. So trend क्या sanction से trend? It is 30.
30 plus 1 or total 30?
29 plus 1.
30 plus 1. 30 excluding chief justice.
और जब चीफ जस्टिस का पूछें तो उसको साथ में बोलना चाहिए जस्टिस डी वाई चंद्रचूड़.
Justice D.Y. Chanakya. Powers ज़्यादा हाई कोर्ट को है 88 में, 226 में, सुप्रीम कोर्ट को 38.
Sir, High Court.
हाई कोर्ट.
Yes, sir. क्योंकि Supreme Court has limited powers. It's with regard to fundamental rights only. But High Court has more powers. It's other than fundamental rights. It can go ahead with other proceedings.
आप मुझे बोलो अभी रिसेंटली पब्लिक से सेफ्टी एक्ट पे लॉ कमीशन ने कुछ रिकमेंडेशन दी है. व्हाट दे हैव सेड टू रिटेन दिस लॉ और टू स्क्रैप दिस लॉ.
Sir, I'm not aware about that. No, sir.
सचर कमेटी के रिपोर्ट के बारे में कुछ जानते हो किसके लिए?
Sir, it was regarding Muslims.
What Muslims? What for?
Sir, it was for the upliftment of the Muslims and the conditions in overall India. The problems that the
What are your
communities.
views about the reservation policy?
Sorry, sir.
What are your views about the reservation policy in India?
Sir, my personal view, sir, reservation should be retained to some extent, but after economic development of downtrodden, it should be negated off. That is my personal view.
For how many years the frameworks of constitution have kept this provision in the constitution? Reservation.
Sir, I am not aware of that.
Tell me.
10 साल के बाद थी.
But it is being continued till date.
10 साल हो गए चलता है.
केशव भारती जजमेंट के बारे में आपको कुछ पता है?
जी sir.
क्या है?
Sir, it laid the course for the basic structure doctrine. There was a conflict between fundamental rights and directive principles, and after 11 judge bench decided on the matter, it was related to property rights of the Math, which was under Keshwananda Bharti. So he had pleaded for this case. Then there was a new procedure set up by the court, which goes by the doctrine of basic structure.
Is right to property a fundamental right?
No, sir. It was, now it is not. It is a legal right, sir.
It is not now.
Yes, sir.
बेटा ये साइमल्टेनियस इलेक्शंस की बात चल रही है. व्हाट डज इट मीन?
Yes, sir. Sir, it means that the parliamentary election and the assembly election should be conducted simultaneously.
Would it be desirable?
Sir, after independence there were some simultaneous elections conducted, but right now it's not desirable because we are seeing that the administrative machinery of the state or the legislative assembly of the certain states are dissolved after 2 years or 3 years. Sir, it will become an economic burden for the state, for India all over.
What is a coalition government?
So coalition government is in which 2 or more parties come together to form a government.
In delivering the governance, is coalition a good practice?
Sir, as far as we can see the practice of in countries like China, where there is certain sort of authoritarianism and one party rule, they have developed economically, immensely developed economically. But in India, countries like India, there has been problems of policy paralysis among the parties. So I think there is an issue when it comes to delivering of governance.
आंध्र प्रदेश की कैपिटल कहाँ पे?
Sir, it has 3 capitals. One is at Amravati. There are 3 legislative, administrative, and one another capital.
Judicial.
Judicial capital. One, sir, जो main है वो अमरावती.
अमरावती या आप करें कि विशाखापट्टनम ही है? चल रहे थे ना कोई इसमें
It's in the news.
चंद्रबाबू नायडू का वो जो आज का चीफ मिनिस्टर है,
जी जी.
तमिलनाडु का गवर्नर कौन है? And why was he in news recently?
So I don't remember the name, but as far as I know, he was in the news for the appointment of university vice chancellors. There was some issue regarding this.
तो केरला की बात कर रहे हैं.
Sorry, sir, I'm not.
Mr. R. Ravi, he dismissed a minister. You have some idea? उस वजह से थोड़ा वो constitutional issue बन गया. Can you name the districts of Pir Panjab?
So it's Rajouri.
Pir Panjab.
Pir Panjab range passes through which districts?
कौन पीर पंजाब रीजन में है? वो राजौरी और
Rajouri, Kotwa.
राजौरी और पुंछ.
Puch.
और चुनाव वैली के डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स कौन कौन से हैं?
So it's Kishtwar, Kotwa.
नहीं, कश्तवाड़, डोडा,
Ramban.
रामबन,
और
डोडा.
Doda.
लोकल ज्योग्राफी के बारे में थोड़ा. यू आर फाइन डूइंग गुड, बट थोड़ा सा
आप मुझे एक चीज़ बोलो, वी हैव अ पार्लियामेंट्री फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट है आप, क्योंकि आपने अब हिस्ट्री भी पढ़ी है, ये भी इन पार्लियामेंट्री फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट वी हैव मल्टी पार्टी सिस्टम. इन मल्टी पार्टी सिस्टम इट इज़ ऑलवेज माइनॉरिटी which is ruling the country. Anybody who gets more than 30% votes is the winner of the year. What do you favor this multi-party system and parliamentary form of this government, or you are against? Because it's always minority, which is majority is being deprived of the ruler. What are your views about this?
Can you please?
हाँ, आप आराम ले लो, कोई बात नहीं. Why are you worried? You should take easy.
Can you please repeat? I didn't.
We have in elections we have a multi-party system. All it has been seen always a party which gets more than 31% votes is ruling the country, which is a minority vote. 70% who have voted are deprived of the rule because they have voted against this. Still then they are ruling. By that virtue, this is not a majority government, it's a minority government. What are your views about this? Shall we continue with this, or shall we have debates, amendments regarding this? How we can cope up with this? What are your views to cope up with this position? Because it should be always majority we should rule, not the minority. You got my question? Yes, tell me.
So actually, every constituency sends a member to the parliament. So it represents the aspiration of that constituent assembly in the broader framework. But if people are not participating in the election, that is not an issue.
This is not my question.
मतलब इनका है कि
Two party system नहीं जा सकता. It should be your answer should be it should be like this. We should have a just आपके KAS examination में preliminary है, final है. We should have a first multi-party system should be gradually there should be election in such a way that multi-party system gradually only 2% at the last should contest. It should be like that parliamentary form. Not like American is the presidential form of government. There whosoever secures more than 51%, he is the president of the. By proportionate portion of votes, they are then distributing the portfolios, and this is what we should have. Whether you want to continue with this system or we should go for reformation of this parliamentary form of government.
It should continue.
Should continue. Why?
So because it provides a healthy competition for the democracy. If many parties are competing with one another, it's a certain sort of healthy competition.
But it has a drawback. Minority is ruling. Majority people are deprived of the rule. How you can cope up with that?
So that represents the aspiration of the electorate system.
Chalo, okay.
अच्छा बेटा ये बताइए म्यूचुअल फंड्स और स्टॉक मार्केट्स इनमें क्या डिफरेंस है?
So stock market is a broad term. It includes listed companies in the market. Mutual fund is an investment fund in which investors pool money. It's an instrument where investors pool money and then it's invested in the stock. There is a fund manager who is dealing with this, who has ample amount of knowledge regarding stock market. He invests in companies.
तो आप बैंक में काम कर रहे हैं, तो बताइए डायरेक्ट टैक्सेस और इनडायरेक्ट टैक्सेस क्या होता है?
So direct taxes are which are levied directly on the income. For example, income tax is a direct tax. It is a tax that is deducted at the source. Indirect tax is after certain stages from production, consumption, there are certain stages that it passes through various stages. And it passes from one place to another. For example, GST is an indirect tax. That is
डायरेक्ट टैक्स कौन से हैं?
Sir, dividend tax is a direct tax, income tax is a direct tax. Sir,
Who is governor of RBI?
Sir, Shanti Ketan Das. Sorry, Shakti Kanta Das. Sir.
Well,
ठीक
you are doing fine. थोड़ा सा ये local knowledge और current affairs से कुछ करने की जरूरत है नहीं होगा।
Sir, I am 21st August.
बस अभी थोड़ा सा और
पढ़ो अभी तो
आना है आपने तब देखेंगे। Otherwise I think
हाँ इज गुड
Sir, any other suggestion that I would work?
नहीं
on
बस you are
personality?
confident बस थोड़ा सा ठीक है इसे रहा confidence बढ़ाना है।
क्या है उतने भी अगर सवाल समझे से आपने मुझे बोला फिर से बोलो डोंट हेजिटेट मुझसे आस्क करिए जितना आप बिल्कुल कॉन्फिडेंट रहो आराम से समझ लो पहले क्वेश्चन क्या है उसके बाद जवाब दो तो ये चीज़ें प्रिसाइज टू द पॉइंट जवाब दो जितना पूछा जाता है एग्जीक्यूट करने के लिए होना चाहिए बाकी वहाँ जुडिशरी के भी 2 मेंबर हैं इसलिए लॉ जुडिशरी
लॉ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन वगैरह इस पे नजर
और प्लानिंग की स्कीम्स के बारे में पढ़ना जो गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम्स है बाकी
पीएम किसान क्या स्कीम है?
Sir, it's a direct benefit transfer for the farmers. After
पीएम कुसुम
Kusum, it's related to solar electrification of farm grids.
प्रधानमंत्री कृषि सिंचाई योजना
It's a sort of insurance scheme for
कृषि सिंचाई नॉट
Sir, it's with irrigation.
फसल बीमा योजना होगी वो ठीक है। यू आर डूइंग फाइन। थोड़ा सा ये सारी चीजें रिफ्रेश कर लो। ऑल द बेस्ट।
आराम से कॉन्फिडेंस से सोच के मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम में जो क्वेश्चन होता है उसी में जवाब होता है जी उस पर थोड़ा ध्यान देना जैसे
और
मैंने
थोड़ा
आपको बोला कि
उस तरीके के ना कि पैनल को लेना उन एरियाज की तरफ जो आपकी स्ट्रेंथ
प्रोसीजर पार्ट आता है सिविल लॉ
Yes, sir.
यूनिफॉर्म ऐसे क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर पे भी पढ़ना जैसे मैंने आपको बोला रिकमेंडेशन लॉ कमीशन की क्या आपने उन्होंने बोला कि वी शुड रिटेन दिस केस आप फिर भी इसके बारे में पढ़ना उनका लॉ कमीशन का रिपोर्ट सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इस पे क्या बोला सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इसको बोला था दैट कोर्ट ने बोला शुड बी ये तो कॉलोनियल टाइप जमाने से आ रहा है सो दीस थिंग्स यू स्टडी इट हार्ड स्टडी
बाकी यू आर डूइंग फाइन।
Thank you, sir.
ऑल द बेस्ट।
यू नीड
पहली बार आपने इंटरव्यू देना है?
Yes, sir. JKAS first time.
इससे पहले कहाँ दिया था?
Sir, कहीं नहीं दिया था मैंने।
थोड़ा इंप्रूव करो यू आर गुड
Thank you, sir.